Welcome to May the 4th. It is Star Wars Day, guys. Heck yeah, happy Star Wars Day, a rare Wednesday stream, but we had to do something special for, of course, May the 4th. I'm here with my two co-hosts down below. Wait a second here. I just realized we gotta change the order. We need Ben at the bottom of the pyramid like he normally is. We have Ben from Star Wars Timeline down below. We have Jimmy to my, I guess I don't even know what he is, to my right or to my left. I don't know what it looks like on stream. Welcome, guys. Happy Star Wars Day. How's it going? How are you guys doing today?
It is a glorious day.
Look, top or the bottom doesn't really matter. Today's May 4th. Feels great. I'm expecting you guys. Today's going to be a little bit different. I was so busy trying to put out my latest video because I promised to all the fans I'm going to have it, that I literally am going to be catching up with stuff as you present it to me, because I haven't seen anything besides the trailer. Like, quickly react. I'm like, hey, what else is new today? There's got to be more than just a trailer, right?
Well, I mean, hey, you know what? I'm kind of in the same boat with Ben right now because I got a new phone today. So
Nice.
I was off Twitter for pretty much all day.
What did you get?
I got the new iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Nice. My brother got the same one. Enjoy it.
It is quite nice. I actually think we lost Josh.
Did? Oh, goodbye, Josh. Yeah, the
What a
stream
way
is
for
over.
this to...
The stream is over. We have nothing to talk about, guys. Sorry. What was the channel about? Oh, yes, I think Star Wars. I'm pretty sure he's going to be back. We'll give him a little bit.
Assuming everyone can still hear us. So Josh had told us earlier he's got some storms coming through the area, and he said that if his power is to flicker or his internet goes out, that he will try to come back in. So
Call the tech. Call the crew. Do something.
yeah, and of course, you know, this happens before we even get a topic to talk about. So
Yeah, we have 45,000 people in chat waiting to
40,000, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know what? While we wait for Josh, in general, tell me, how was your day? What were you anticipating the most today?
You know, I knew because last night it was like at midnight they had posted that they were going to put out the Kenobi trailer. So
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be looking forward to that. I didn't know anything else that was going to be going on today. I went out this morning with my lovely girlfriend and we shot some Star Wars pictures today. So that was cool. She'd had her Leia cosplay and it was a great time. Great way to spend the morning too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've seen quite a few ladies just like dropping their Leia costumes, and I think yesterday I saw Ahsoka ones. It's, man, nothing is like May 4th because people seem to be like really, really getting ready for it. I would say it's a holiday in this truest sense. I don't think any other franchises celebrates anything remotely close to it. Yeah, we have like a Trek Day, you have the Mass Effect Day, but it's more of like only so in name. Where it comes with Star Wars, I think partially it's also the 40-year history behind it, 50-year history behind it, right? And all the expanded material, like expanded universe and all the merchandising that people literally grow up with Star Wars. It's pretty insane to think about, right?
Oh, yeah.
But it's...
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is deemed as a national holiday because like everyone in the world is, at least at this rate, almost everybody has seen Star Wars at least once.
Mm-hmm.
And I even heard like they were talking about it like on the radios and stuff. Like I had people text me like they're talking about Star Wars Day at work. I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, on Walmart radio. And I was like, great.
The only thing I could compare to it, like remotely close, when during the PlayStation 1 days, what they would do in Japan is every time a Final Fantasy or a Dragon Quest game would come out, they would literally shut down the country because all the adult people who went to work, they would literally stop going to work just to stand in line to buy the next Final Fantasy. And it would literally sell like 2-3 million copies over a weekend, man. It was insane. And to think of it, also here, they started doing it. Like when Final Fantasy really picked up some steam, people were just like, hey, you know what? It's a holiday. A game is coming out. I got to get that Final Fantasy sick day or something. I'm not coming to school or something, you know?
So I put in time off for today and they're like, and I told them, I was just like, I'm just not going to be here. So you can either approve it or deny it, but you won't see me. I will be out celebrating.
I'm running out of topics to talk about. Goodbye, guys. Our host, Josh, is not here.
He just texted me. He said, well, I lost power, so I don't know what happened to the stream.
Yeah, folks, we're just waiting for our Dungeon Master to come in and introduce the topics to us. You want to track back just a little bit. Tell me, just to reiterate a little bit as we wait, for our friend.
His power is back. He's coming back online right now.
He's coming back right now. After you saw the first trailer to Kenobi, did you hope to get like a story expanded, kind of like 2-minute plus version of the second trailer?
That's typically what they do with movie trailers. So yes, I was. So I was disappointed when I opened it and saw it was like, what, 1:47? But what they gave us was enough.
So it was enough for you.
I think this is a combination of, one, it's for a show that's going to be very short, so they can't show too much. And second, I think they actually may have listened to fans this time when they're like, we don't want another TV spot. We don't want another trailer. We got 2 teasers.
Right.
That combined was maybe 4 minutes, maybe. And that's it. So I think that's plenty. And we only got a couple weeks until it actually comes out. So I think those 2 teasers are enough to hold us over until then.
Yeah, because I felt like the whole advertising campaign for the Book of Boba Fett felt a little bit bloated, artificial. Like they were like barraging us with micro trailers with like 1 or 2 micro shots, and they're like all 30, 40 seconds. Like, you're not doing it any favorites. People are not going to get sold on it more. You know what I mean? Just give us one solid trailer and let us like hunger for it,
And because, I think they also realize, it's Kenobi. Everyone who is wanting to watch the show knows when it's coming out, knows everything about it. The anticipation for the show is very high. So I think, they don't need to do as much marketing. We got the first teaser blew up everything. And on every single Star Wars tweet and Star Wars Facebook post that's made, like from the official accounts, it's full of people saying, so when's the next Kenobi trailer? So Kenobi. They know. They are just sitting and waiting.
Yeah. In a sense, I miss those days of the prequel era when you would wait for a trailer. Obviously, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have the world of social media was literally non-existent.
Yeah.
You had the internet. That's it, pretty much. To find a video on the internet, you had to scour the whole thing and then just download it and watch it. But the point was, you saw one trailer to The Phantom Menace. It blew your mind. And then you wait there. And it's like the fun of it is you talk about it with your buddies in school.
Yeah.
You discuss it with your family at home. You build hype, but like you, in a strange way, you interact with the trailer and with the upcoming movie by like fulfilling that fantasy on your own.
Yeah, I remember because I was way too young for the Phantom Menace trailer, and I remember seeing the Attack of the Clones trailer in theaters. That was cool, but the Revenge of the Sith trailer, man. I heard, as I wasn't even watching TV, I was in the other room, but I heard a lightsaber ignition, and I just came running in to see what it was. Right when I see Palpatine's lightsaber slide out of his sleeve in the trailer, and I was just like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. Because it was so funny, too, because as a kid, I fully understood who Darth Vader and who the Emperor was.
Yeah.
But watching the prequels, I was like, who is this guy with the hood? I literally had no clue it was Palpatine. I was just dumb. But I think it made my experience a lot better when I was like, it was Palpatine the whole time?
Yeah. Josh, I said Josh. Sorry, Jim. See, I'm missing my host here.
He said, just give your initial Kenobi trailer thoughts, and then we will do a deep dive.
Well, we're doing it without him. I think we're pretty well. We got a rein on this.
We got this. We are in control.
Who's Josh anyway? Sorry?
I don't know.
Yeah, guys, he'll be here shortly. But Jim, you're familiar with Neutral Grounds, right? The old school website. I think it's still running. They used to be popular back in the day.
I think so, yeah.
So it was basically, in a way, a precursor to YouTube. It didn't exclusively have videos, but it did have videos, and sometimes people would put flash games on it. They would anyway, and that website got popular by hosting a couple of fake Star Wars trailers to both Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. I don't think they did one for Revenge of the Sith, but especially Phantom Menace. I'm just wondering if you ever saw those fake Star Wars trailers that people took for a minute, because once again, the novelty of having like, hey, first video website, and people saw it, they thought it was a real thing. Have you checked out any of them?
No, I've never seen any of the fake trailers.
So what
I can't imagine they were good.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But after we finish streaming, do me a favor. I'm gonna send you one of the links.
Yeah, go for it.
I just really want to hear your opinion. Like, I'm gonna send you a link to one of them because trust me, for a minute we all thought like, this is this real? This can't be. Like we were second guessing it for like a day or two, you know.
Guys, I'm back.
He's
Wait, who's
back.
this stranger?
I cannot believe the timing. Like literally, I told the guys in the stream like there's severe storms in my area. Literally took a full power hit, like entire house, internet, everything. I can't believe it's back up this quick.
Guys, I don't know this guy. What is he doing in the stream? Me and Jim
That
were
is-
having a good conversation.
That is so disheartening. We had like so many people here. I'm so sorry, guys. That was just
I told them the precaution that you had mentioned to us, but it was so funny because I was just talking and then I realized I was like, Josh isn't. Oh no.
Oh my god.
We only panicked for a little bit.
I am so sorry to everyone. Where are we? Are we talking about Kenobi, the big news of the day?
Well, we're just
No.
discussing kind of like passing our thoughts on the first initial trailer. What
Okay.
we're really expecting individually for the second one.
Well, I got to tell you, and if you don't mind, I'm going to pull up this to kind of be a background prop. What I really liked about the first trailer was the lack of overshare. They went against kind of common trend right now and didn't show too much, right? It's so much right now. I'll stay on our face here for a second. It's so much in the pop culture kind of current trend that you show everything in your trailers, right? I think they've shown too much in the Doctor Strange trailer.
Yeah.
I think they've shown too much in the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. And so they've really resisted that urge. They kept the first one very short. And so you can kind of imagine my pleasure when I got up this morning and saw that this new trailer was also a minute and like 30 seconds long. I think that's perfect. I love that both of these trailers have kept it like spoiler free. You don't have to sell the fandom on the show. We're ready to go. We are completely ready. And so I absolutely adored that. I don't know about you guys, but I'm totally here for short trailers.
Yeah, I was telling Ben that I think this is a combination of a couple of things. One of which is like they know people are ready for this show. They don't need to oversell it with posters and trailers and TV spots. And also that they may have actually listened to the fans a little bit when they're like, we don't want a bunch of trailers with spoilers. So they stuck with 2 teasers that were all in all, they were still just kind of some of the same shots.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't a whole
They
lot
are.
of new stuff.
Very similar scenes, right? Which I love. And we're gonna dive into it right now. Let's just give, and I apologize for being in and out and late and things blowing up as we got started. Let's go around the triangle and let's talk about just our quick thoughts. Like we're gonna pull up the trailer in the background. We're gonna talk through specific scenes, but I want like your quick elevator pitch on what worked. Let's start down with Ben. Ben?
Yeah. See, first you had to bring me down, like literally, not emotionally, and then just point down. Like
And you know what happened? I brought you down. Lightning hit the generator. They hit my neighborhood. Lost power. That was
Abeloth said
That was-
this is not.
right.
that was
okay.
you, Ben.
Don't ever do this again. No, anyway, guys, I'm just happy to be here. Guys, very quickly, want to shout out to a good friend, Red 5. Check out his channel if you get the chance. This dude not only has an amazing Star Wars book collection, but his reviews are on point. He
All
knows
right.
what he's saying. I had him once on a podcast. I hope I can invite him over again. Anyway, right there, down below, Red 5. Check out
Awesome.
his channel.
Awesome.
So, guys, I am a little bit different than you. I actually hoped for a bulkier trailer.
Okay.
I was a little bit like, I don't know, a minute and change for a second trailer. Like, are you gonna give us a little bit more juice? Like, let's step on the gas a little bit here, because we had to wait for the first trailer for like unusual amount of time, and I thought like within this short stretch, it's like what, less than 20 days now, right?
Yeah.
20 days.
Yep.
Give us something more substantial. That's what I wanted.
Interesting, Jimmy. Now, I don't know what time you actually got to watch this, Jimmy. I happened to be getting up for work, and this thing dropped at like 7:50 my time, and
Yeah.
I just immediately ran to my computer. I just put on my May the 4th shirt, put on this Star Wars hat, and just filmed it as quick as I could. So I don't know, Jimmy, what were your thoughts this morning when you woke up to the new trailer?
So I knew the trailer was going to come out. I had seen the tweet late last night, and I was like, trailer tomorrow. So I saw it with Gail. She came in, and we had a fun day out. We went to the park, did some May the 4th shoots in her Leia cosplay. Came home, and then a little bit later, she's like, "So you want to watch the trailer?" And I was like, "Yes, please." And I was disappointed that it was about a minute and a half. I wanted a little bit more, but I'm not mad with what we got. I think what we got was perfect.
I'll tell you what. One of the reasons I was happy with a minute and a half. It's only 6 episodes, right? If it was maybe a different longer show, maybe it would have more to share. But I do want to keep a lot of surprises for the actual kind of event, if that makes sense. But you know, everyone's perspective here is a little different, and that's why we love getting together. So I'm going to start playing through this no sound. You've all heard it if you haven't seen it yet. First of all, I will give people some respect. If you are someone who wants to stay completely spoiler free on any Kenobi marketing material, click away now. We're going to talk about some Kenobi stuff. We love you. We want you to be here, but we don't want to ruin that experience for you. So we're going to watch through a little bit of the trailer. And I got to be honest with you. There was a lot to like in this trailer, starting with, I thought, a fantastic opening shot with a riff on some of the old Star Wars music, old themes. I love that they've been doing that in these trailers. And we see this new planet. And I want to kind of stop here on this shot. We had seen, to Jimmy's point, this shot the first time around. We've really seen 3 locations, I should say, on display heavily. We've seen Tatooine. We've seen this planet that I'm totally blanking on the name.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Whole new name. Yeah, whole new planet. And then we also see a lot at the Inquisitor, with the Inquisitor Tower, right? The Inquisitorius. Yeah. And that's the 3 locations we've seen. So this did not reveal a lot more. We saw maybe some different shots in the same spots, but really no new locations. And we have, again, this kind of neon soaked. I really like this to me, it's super Hong Kong vibe. I think they kind of said that.
Yeah, they said it was modeled after Hong Kong.
Yeah, I love it. I think it looks great.
Underworld, that's one shot of the George Lucas show that we never got in 2010. Every time I look at it, I don't know why, guys. Is it just me? Or it feels like the showrunners are, in a way, giving homage to George Lucas and saying, hey, you wanted your show to look like this? We're going to put the shot exactly here.
I
like that idea.
I like the idea. I think it just happens to look like it. I don't think it was intentional. If it was, that's even better, though. Because it does, to your point, it does exactly.
Because you do remember the shot, right? It did have stormtroopers in the Senate. Like, it's so similar. You can't help but make that connection there.
One thing that is going to be a theme throughout me, and we'll stop at this kind of next shot. Specifically in some of these locales I talked about, I personally thought that the quality of this trailer, the quality of the special effects and the location, the lighting, cinematography, to me, it felt movie quality, at least from these snippets. That was what stuck out. If you haven't seen my reaction yet, we have my reaction and Ben's are out there on our channels. And that was my main, that was something that really stuck out to me this morning. It was like, this looks like a movie. If you told me this was a movie, like a short movie teaser, I'd believe it 100%, which is great. It's fantastic. And then we move to the next shot of our Inquisitor friends, I should say. I love the ship design here in the back. And we have our Grand Inquisitor, who in this shot, they seemed, and this could just be maybe my perception, but when I watched this live, I felt like the kind of complaint I had, the nitpicky complaint I acknowledged, was that I didn't like his eyes. That was like my one thing. I'm not even upset about the head like some people were. I wish his eyes were a little darker is all, because they were, and they were very, I love that design choice. And I'm rewatching Rebels and that really sticks out. They look darker here. So it seems like they're going to do some kind of eyeshadow darkening there, which I think will kind of solve my problem, hopefully. But absolutely love kind of the stark contrast to these very dark, ominous, armored Inquisitors in this kind of sandy, rural Tatooine. These are this kind of juxtaposition of different kind of cultures clashing. I absolutely think that's a really, really cool shot. What did you guys think of our Grand Inquisitors appearing here on the screen?
I mean, they still look cool.
I think for me, they have this kind of interesting balancing act with these villains, right? We know them. We've seen them. We've seen them in the games. We've seen them in the shows. Like, how do you, what can you show this with them that will be interesting and engaging? I think it's actually going to be a little bit of a task for the creators, right? We know what happens to a lot of these Inquisitors. We kind of know their fate, and can we do some interesting things with them in live action? Really, our first time to kind of see them there.
I had a connection with the original trilogy. You guys know me. I grew up with that. It's part of my DNA. I mean, just like all Star Wars, but this original trilogy in particular. This particular shot, which I hope the rest of the show intentionally follows, is it marries the old and the new. You have the Inquisitors standing on Tatooine in this classic scene, like where you get the scenic shot, and it's so Ralph McQuarrie, it's like very symmetrical and very like linear and very kind of like flat in the way, and you see all those buildings in the background. And like you said, Josh, the stark opposition versus these dark, they're almost in a way violating or impeding or treading on that familiar ground.
I like that.
Oh man, okay. So as far as visual storytelling goes, it's already introducing us with conflict. We remember from A New Hope, we have Return of the Jedi, where a lot of bad stuff is happening on Tatooine, but as far as the origins go, it's just Luke, and he's like, hey, this place is boring, let me leave it, nothing. It's uneventful pretty much, right? And then you see this here, and they're bringing all of that focus and attention and Jedi purge and looking for, scoping out for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, hey, my question was, so are they aware that Kenobi is hiding on Tatooine and send the Inquisitors there?
Yeah, 100%.
There seems to be, well, so one thing that I was thinking about as I was watching episode 4 of Rebels season 2, it's part of the kind of like Rex arc where they encounter Wolf and Rex again. And there is a line, I forget who says it, where they're talking about looking for Kenobi. Like they're still looking for Kenobi, right? So it's obvious that this is kind of an extension of that quest, right? Maybe the beginnings of that quest in a way. But I
would think probably the beginnings.
Yeah, right. And so the expectation is, I think, that they've been, they have probably some sort of info that Kenobi fled to Tatooine. I expect, I think he's going to start on that Hong Kong planet and they're going to end up on Tatooine. That's kind of my guess.
I think that'd probably be the one way to go.
Yeah.
I do think the one cool thing about the Inquisitors in that shot is like, it's the same effect as the Knights of Ren in that all of their uniforms are unique to them, yet all together it still looks very uniform. Like they're an Inquisitor based on how they're dressed. And I think the fact that you can have all these unique different designs that still subtly all tie together, it's just really awesome.
Yeah.
Like a military code, like they're following a sort of
Yeah, it's like different rankings in the same military, but you can all tell what they're a part of.
Yeah. It's true, because like you have, like, for example, we have the black on black cape. Here we have the black cape with the red underside, right?
Yeah.
Kind of differences there. Absolutely fantastic. Love the ship design. I know no one really cares about this but me, but they are going to release...
I'm here for the ship too.
Well, they're going to release...
shuttle.
Yeah, they're going to release a Lego version of the ship later this year. It's already been kind of confirmed, so I think that'll be really cool as well. Onwards we go to the Inquisitors walking in. We have a shot of... I love the kind of hilt twisting here a little bit. Our first kind of encounter of Lars. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
This is just going to dive right into how much of a nerd I am, because this is actually one for one how the lightsaber looked in Rebels. And if you actually pay close attention, obviously here you can't because it's kind of blurred out, but the middle grip there of the lightsaber is the same design used for the center of the grip of Count Dooku's lightsaber.
Oh.
Don't ask me why I know this.
Yeah. I love, so we were about to have, there's a good question here actually by Nick. I actually just took it down by mistake. He says, I wonder how dark the show will go. I want to see impactful dialogue. I think we all agree, right? We're really hoping that this show doesn't stray away from the state of the galaxy, right? We talk about this a lot. Like, none of us want Star Wars ever to be like this rated R bloodbath gore fest. Like, that's not, maybe you can make an interesting story in the Star Wars universe like that, but that's not what we're looking for with this show, especially. But we do need to acknowledge like the state of the galaxy. It's in a dark place, and our hero has suffered his ultimate failing, right? An ultimate loss of family and loved ones. And there's got to be some growth there, right? Some kind of recovery. And so I'm very much hoping we
can. It's like I'm okay with the show being dark, but I need emotionally dark. I don't need bloodbath dark.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think it's something we all can agree on. We don't need a mature Star Wars. I think it will go into a territory is like, hey, Star Wars is trying to be experimental. It would be so niche and unusual to most fans. Like, why have it mature?
Yeah, I don't need this to be like Sin City, Kill Bill.
Right.
Oh, well,
we definitely want it dark, because when the Clone Wars show, which is supposed to be family and kid friendly, goes to that territory, it completely like wrenches your heart. You want I was literally
watching Clone Wars with Gail today, and we just started season 2, but the season finale of season 1, where Cad Bane invades the Senate building, he just takes that Coruscant guard and breaks his neck. I was like, this show was on
gosh.
Cartoon Network. He just killed that guy.
Oh, there's so many. You're right. There's so many. Golly, I love Clone Wars. As you guys know, I did a rewatch last year. It's so good, man. There's so many. To your point, well said, Ben and Jimmy. Like, a kid show that very often goes to places that we're not afraid to kind of be adult, right? To be, be mature, for lack of a better term.
Real quick though, I do love that comment about the lightsaber. They do look cool and they look pretty weird to hold. So I had two thoughts about that. Because for one, I grew up playing Kingdom Hearts, and like all the keyblades have that same kind of.
Yeah.
It looks awkward to hold, but the fun part is that ring actually collapses into like a crescent.
Yep.
So
we
you
see
hold it
that
on one side.
Yeah.
It only looks in that circle mode when it's spinning, so it is very user friendly.
Yeah,
guys. So fun fact here. When I was growing up, and one of my first earliest memory with Star Wars was seeing Vader on Tantive 4 strolling in a dark uniform. Right off the bat, my child's imagination took me to a place where, like, hey, he's just a general, right? He's one of many of these sort of looking bad guys who, Josh, you earlier said, are probably sharing a similar kind of design in the uniforms, and maybe they're half robots, androids too. Who knows? And then we got the Inquisitors in the Rebels show, right? And then I went back and re-listened to the original Star Wars radio drama that came out in 1980, and the Inquisitors actually pop up there. So in a way, it was just like fun bit to mention here that it was not Dave Filoni's invention at all. That they actually show up way back in 1980, where George Lucas calls them, or I think West End Games called them, the Inquisitores something, and they're these dark side users just like Vader. And not to be able to see this in live action in 2022, I just can't imagine what the original 1977 fans feel like looking at this stuff, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll say a couple things. First of all, thanks everyone for being here. I see some conversation about some bounty hunters. We'll be there. We'll get there. Don't worry. We're going to get there soon. Wanted to just let everyone know we're going to be spending this first couple, 20 minutes or so going through this Kenobi trailer and giving our thoughts. Definitely in the second half, you guys know, we have to talk about all the other announcements we got for May the 4th. There was some really cool, a couple really interesting announcements we got today that I want to talk about. And of course, at the end, we're going to talk about some of the sales. You have a couple hours left for some cool Star Wars sales, and we're going to have to check that out as well. So let's keep rolling here. We have kind of our first conflict between Lars and Inquisitor. Will be interesting to kind of monitor that. This shot again from the first trailer. We've seen before more of the Inquisitors on Tatooine, this exact kind of replica from the first trailer. Again, for me, I know it's not for everyone, but for me, a perk of this trailer is that they didn't really show that much new things. I kind of like that. Just saying. So off we go.
All right, let's get to the part that made everyone cry.
The painful line. Let me just
the painful one.
Let's see if I can even get the share sound here going.
I heard it go off.
Oh, did you? Okay, here we go.
It should be
I'll play the one line here. Let me crank it up a little bit here.
Leave us alone.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father?
No, the zinger.
Like you trained his father? Ouch.
The deep cut. I like that line. So we talked earlier about impactful dialogue, right? Like that's
it there.
Dark line, right? But
that's straight out of the comic.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, there was an older Obi-Wan comic. I don't remember if it was Legends or canon, but it was. I'm assuming it was canon because it had Chrysanthemum in it. But I think it was like a little one-off story they did based on like him living out in Tatooine, and he gets into constant arguments with Owen.
I've read
because,
that comic. I just
Owen's like, it's your fault. Anakin died, just so you know.
Jim, it's the one with like photorealistic, like super highly realistic art, right?
Yeah, it's got fantastic realistic art. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. I was hearing episode 4 Lars, the actor is channeling the old school. Like we all know that Ewan McGregor does a good impersonation of Obi-Wan, but let's give credit to Lars a little bit, guys. Remind me the name of the actor.
Joel Edgerton.
Yeah,
is that it?
When he delivers this line, I'm like, I am transported to the 80s again. I'm a child again. Like, this is so exciting for me. It's a minuscule thing.
I love the way he's standing and the way he says it, because it's like we're in public. I'm trying not to lose my cool, but this is where I'm at with you right now.
Yeah,
the disappointed parent, you know.
We can kind of empathize with this position, by the way. Like, it's easy because we love Kenobi to be like, oh my gosh, like don't talk to our boy like that. But if you're in the position of Lars here, where like the galaxy's gone to complete chaos, you're now in a really uncomfortable spot. And you know, this a lot of people would look at Kenobi unfavorably after this, right?
Yeah, and I think, you know, that's fair, because from Owen's perspective, like the second he met Anakin, he was just like, oh yeah, so like I'm like your stepbrother, dude, what's up? And they were like, he's like instantly accepted Anakin as family because you know, Shmi was a part of his family from that, and like they took great care of her and she in return. So naturally, and she always talked highly of Anakin. So when Anakin finally showed up, he was like, you're the guy. And now he's gone, so of course he's going to be upset. He's like, I lost my stepbrother.
And he went pretty far. He is
Yeah.
gone. He is
Guys,
gone,
before we move on from Lars, can I blaspheme just a little bit?
Yeah.
You know how we separate like Star Wars legends and canon, and for us as fans, they can both coexist, but like in sort of separate timelines.
Yeah.
So for me, original trilogy and prequels kind of live like that. They live in two different, my personal interpretations of the saga. Something I grew up with, something I'm more connected with, and then the prequels try to, you know, embellish and do their own thing and take the story in a slightly different direction. I once again looking at Lars here, because to me, in my mind, you can't convince me otherwise. Lars is Anakin's brother, not half brother. Their mom didn't die at birth, and Tatooine is not a slave planet. He's just a young, eager kid who leaves. I'm going by the story of the originals. Again, just being a little bit of a purist here. And once again, what the actor is doing here, and I think once again, artistically, it's intentional, where they're also trying to tap into that side of the fandom and say, like, look, Star Wars is obviously for everyone. It's a cross-generational thing. A young person may enjoy it and grew up with prequels. You know, that's beautiful. That's the beauty of it. But let's tap into that other stuff as well a bit.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
I like this line here by Nick. Not sure that's the right place to have that conversation. They do seem a little bit in public. Yeah. They do seem a little bit in public here.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. All right, cranky Lars. Smack poor Kenobi. Look at that poor face.
He's like, wow, man, you didn't have to say that.
He's like, cut deep. Music in here continues to be phenomenal. We have
Here's the thing: if we see Ewan McGregor cry in this show, I'm not going to be okay.
We will see him cry.
Oh God.
We have Fortress Inquisitorius, which I absolutely love the whole design and vibe.
This is
they
a
got going
dope
on here.
shot.
Yeah, this whole aesthetic when they're inside is great. Another shot here. We have what? Is his fourth sister here in the end? I think. I don't know. I don't know.
No.
I'd be lying if I said I memorized every single.
I don't even know if the fourth one is a sister.
I don't either. I thought it was for some reason, but hey, we'll find out in the show.
It might be.
Yeah, absolutely. Great shot still, though. I love the look of the Inquisitors, like mixed with the kind of formal officer attire, and we have this guy in like a samurai,
dude who looks like a mercenary.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool little juxtaposition there, and it fits
which is
kind of
great
Vader.
too, because you know, the fifth brother, he's a big dude.
Yeah,
You guys noticed the parallel here when Leia looked at the data screen when they're during the attack on the first Death Star. It's illuminated and the light is coming out of that data screen.
Yeah.
And here, this is so completely dark and it's like and gloomy. And what these people are looking for, it's like they're not looking for hope or goodness. They're here to destroy.
Good catch.
It's a great shot. One thing I'll call out, as you can see, the Stormtrooper helmets have kind of transitioned over. I wasn't sure if they were going to play a little bit like, you know, in Bad Batch, they've had a little bit of that kind of experimental pre-Stormtrooper kind of look to them.
The new TK troopers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they were going to play with here, but it looks like kind of the classic Stormtrooper.
I hope we see that in live action. I think
I do too. I'd love to see it in live action. We have traversing the sands of Tatooine, something us Star Wars fans know well. Fortress Inquisitorius. It looks like we have 3 ships taking off there. Great shots all the way around. This is what I was talking about with that cinema big budget feel to me. It felt CGI looked good. Shots look good. Go ahead.
You know, it's really interesting that they're not using those prototype TIE fighters like they do in Rebels.
It's almost like pods, right? Is that?
Yeah, it looks like escape pods.
Yeah, they do. And there they are. Fascinating indeed. Another really cool shot. So we see the flashing over here in the background of bounty hunters after Kenobi. This is the thing a lot of our fans were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
they make a line here
through this scene too.
Yeah,
I think you're just about to mention that.
Yeah, exactly. They make a line here about, hey, we need to get like every bounty hunter dude. Like we need to get them chasing Kenobi, which I love. And to me, it very much implies we're going to see Cad Bane again. I think we're going to see him. It makes a ton of sense in this era of Star Wars too. Like he fits so much here, and his encounters with the Jedi coming from the Clone Wars, including Kenobi, it makes a ton of sense that he would be on this job. So I fully expect we'll see Cad Bane. But a lot of fans expect, and this is a wanted poster. I don't have the exact translation in front of me, but I think it's like Obi-Wan Kenobi
wanted Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
high
somebody
treason.
translated it from Arabic, right? They like wanted bounty upon delivery, something like that.
I think it's high treason is like the charge, which is cool. So we have the wanted Kenobi. What a great picture, though. What an attractive man you got right there. And then, of course,
and he looks like
here we go.
In the Revenge of the Sith, right? It's a younger picture.
He does. It looks just like Revenge of the Sith. That's a great point.
That's Revenge Obi.
All right.
Is that Forlom?
Is that? It certainly looks like it. For those who don't know, Ben actually has the concept art. Let me pull this over here of kind of a great shot of Mr. Loam himself. Is that? Do you think he goes by Loam or
Forlom?
Forlom.
But what about with his friends? Like, don't you think he goes by
So in the Legends books, he definitely is a partner to another bounty hunter.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
in canon, they are kind of like brush against one another, but you don't see that much of them being together. Hold on a second.
Creepy design.
Crazy awesome design. First of all, we have kind of a great concept art shot here, and if we take this and we compare it to let's see here, I got too much to share today. This shot here from our wonderful trailer, you will see that's him. That's him. I mean, it's got to be.
It's probably Forlom, and I gotta know, what is the deal with Forlom and Zuckuss? Why does everyone love them so much? Is it because we don't know anything about them? Is this another Boba Fett thing?
Because they're in the books. They are in the original Bounty Hunter trilogy, and they're basically shown as like these two buddies, that somebody who can rely on each other. Because Boba Fett, obviously being the king, the badass, he can backstab anyone he wants. He doesn't hold loyalty to anyone, right? So when you are discussing minor characters that you kind of want the reader care about a little. So I read the first two books. I'm finishing up the third one for my review, and you kind of feel for them. You feel, Josh, if you'll pull it up, I put another link to a picture where they're together. You kind of like, there is a camaraderie there, and they're like, hey, if Boba is going to abandon us or backstab us, at least we can rely on one another. I think they were a pretty dynamic duo, pretty interesting.
I think the other thing about it is they have cool character design. That goes a long way. Fans like cool looking. Like it's got like the body of C-3PO with the head of a bug.
Yeah, really.
It's kind of like, I got to know more about this guy.
And that's what's gonna freak me out the most, because like ever since like the original Terminator, just the way that like robots move freak me out. So if I see him like waddling like C-3PO with a giant blaster, nightmares.
He kind of does. Like we'll take a second and go back to the trailer, but he kind of does like he's like, like pull the guns out. Like it's that, and like with IG-11, just you shouldn't move like that. I don't like it. It is indeed our boy, which is cool. I mean, I think there was a lot of fans who were like, oh, I hope he appears in the in the Book of Boba Fett, which I don't think would have made as much narrative sense. So I think it's cool that they're putting them here where it would make a ton of sense that they would be here. This is like absolutely when they'd be active looking for the kill. And I love the glowing green eyes. That's a really cool touch, especially in this kind of cityscape at night.
Even if Zuckuss is in this too, it's just so interesting that the Empire is going to send out the Inquisitors, like the Grand Inquisitor, Forlom, and potentially Zuckuss, to try to capture Kenobi. They're all going to fail. Right. And Darth Vader is going to see them good enough to hire them again in a later time. That is the part I'm most interested to figure out about.
Point. Well, hey, cheap labor. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta, you go. The
resources are thin, man.
The Empire went like quantity over quality, right? They were like, instead of like, we just need like 50 average people.
Yeah.
It's a great shot. I love this kind of nighttime lights, especially with the green glowing eyes. It looks great. We see another bounty hunter over here. To me personally, and I haven't done like 4D zoom, I don't know who that is, but it does not look like Forlom. It doesn't have the green eyes. Doesn't seem like the right shape. So there's going to be more bounty hunters involved for sure.
It kind of looks. Now, I'd be lying if I said it looks like a Twi'lek. It looks like nothing.
It's like a blob. Gunfight. We have two kind of going after him here in the
I love
hallway.
this. You just have a Zabrak and a sweater.
Yeah, I was like thinking the same thing. I was like, what is a random Zabrak in here in a beautiful striped sweater. So I love the fashion here.
You know, this looks like the cargo area in one of the planets from KOTOR 2.
It does kind of look like they're on a ship almost with like the keypad over here. We
Also,
can see
from this freeze frame, it looks like Kenobi's wearing a tux, like a mint green tux.
I was gonna say it looks like Kenobi's under some sort of disguise. It looks like he's got a cloak over it because you can see the gray Jedi robes popping up underneath in the bottom right. So it's almost he's got like lab coats under it. So
yeah.
Anyway, here he is getting. So what they're kind of showing in this trailer is he is under attack at all angles. Everywhere he goes in the hallway, he's under attack. He's getting chased on the rooftops. He's getting chased in Tatooine. The idea is like things are bad right now. Things are very gloomy.
And can we say martial arts for the first time? We see Jedi
That's kind
actually.
of a good point.
Because when we saw Darth Maul throw up some kicks, right? Any kind of techniques outside of the use of the Force or the lightsaber, he's like, obviously, he's not whipping out his lightsaber. He's going to be able to defend himself. So is this regular Jedi regimented kind of like martial art training that we've never seen before?
Isn't there a martial art in Star Wars? There is, because Kira mentions it in the Crimson Reign comic. Because Darth Maul
because she uses some kind of techniques as well as her boss, right?
But I can't remember what it's called.
Well, what we know to what both of you guys are honing in on, what we know is he doesn't whip out his lightsaber and just cut these two guys down like he could easily, right? Yeah. That's kind of an interesting point to make here. Following up with another fantastic shot of
Terrace Kasi.
Terrace Kasi, or Terrace Kasai, Terrace Kasi, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it's blue.
Remember that amazing PlayStation 1 video game, Terrace Kasai? Was complete garbage, and we all loved it.
Totally.
I love this shot of the Fortress Inquisitorius. Great shot.
I want to know, like, do we know what planet this is on?
Dude, it's got to be the Jedi Fallen Order planet. It has.
Oh yeah, it is. I just don't remember what it was called.
Oh,
I don't either. It's pretty. Whatever planet it is.
That's why I want
to
know like where like what goes on this planet.
I move into this planet. Gorgeous stuff here. This is a great shot as well.
This shot is sexy.
So are these Purge troopers here on the right and the left?
They are Purge troopers.
Ooh,
let's go.
Purge troopers. That means more hot toys on the way. Gotta get some.
And they look like different Purge troopers too. They don't have the honeycomb helmet.
Yeah, their helmets, I can't really read. You got that hyper glossy black.
I love it so much.
Yeah, I do too. It's fantastic.
The Last Jedi vibes there as well.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah, I like that, Ben.
They're probably Purge troopers, but the markings on them kind of look like Inferno Squad. Totally not that, but
they got the red. They got the very Nazi-esque red band on the arm, right?
Yeah.
They got that very.
And then they got their shoulder pauldron showing their rank.
Stark imagery.
And can we talk about how good this lightsaber looks? We haven't seen a real red lightsaber in live action since Rogue One, I guess.
Well, Rise of Skywalker, right?
Well, sure, but it was
yeah.
The lightsaber is all, Kylo's lightsaber is all fiery.
It's true. That's a good point. Like,
but this is just a solid blade.
That's a fair point.
It's been a while since we've seen one.
That's a fair point, and it's looking great. Star Wars Explored. It's the planet Nur. Good call, our friend. Nur. Oh my goodness. Great shot here. Love the glossy floor. Love the walk up. More martial arts here, Ben, to your point.
Yeah.
Where we're flipping over the stormtrooper, taking the pistol, turning to fire.
He's Obi-Wan's out here doing Aikido.
Notice we have
he is Steven Seagal of Star Wars now.
Notice how we have the down probe droid in the background. So seems like he was seems like he was found in some way or exposed here.
Let me hold on a second. Hold on, guys. Stop for a second. Stop the stream.
Whoa, I'm gonna take you to the blood bank.
Here's my Steven Seagal impersonation.
You really shouldn't knock Chinese potions.
Chinese potions. It is indeed. It is indeed a martial arts Star Wars movie.
Josh just had a stroke.
All right, guys. Do you think that Steven Seagal trained Ewan McGregor for this scene? There's some space Aikido going on there.
I'm gonna train you. Oh, you're Russian. You have to like Steven Seagal, right? He lives in Russia now.
He's a Russian citizen now.
There you go.
Got him. We got
There-
him.
We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh my gosh.
I
On we
see him.
go.
This is a good shot, too.
Now, this character here, admittedly, is throwing people around. I mean, he just yeets that. I mean, that dude is gone. I mean,
Goodbye.
he just takes them.
Look at that dude. He is just like, I wonder how I got here.
I don't recognize this design. I don't even know what this is. It almost looks like someone in a mech suit, right?
I was about to say, it looks like the exosuit from KOTOR.
That's what I'm. Yeah, it
Is he
literally
a
looks
good
like.
guy though?
I guess he's a good guy.
And he's throwing stormtroopers, or he could be a bounty
Right.
hunter. He could be a bounty hunter who wants to get paid, and so he's trying
Mm-hmm.
to like just get whatever he wants.
Yeah, and I want to know who's in Fortress Inquisitorius that got away.
Here we go. Well, here's what I was gonna say. We're in Fortress Inquisitorius, and we're getting shot, right? So that was kind of an interesting kind of key here. They're under attack in their own base.
I have my theories.
Okay. Do you want to tell us, or you keep it a
Yes,
secret?
it's going to start on Tatooine.
Okay.
Obi-Wan is going to surrender willingly. He's going to be brought to Fortress Inquisitorius, to where he will then escape, land on our neon nightlife planet, hide out for a bit, and then eventually make his way back to Tatooine.
Interesting. He
And
gets
then,
caught.
but on Fortress Inquisitorius, maybe that's where he fights Vader for the first time. Then the second time is on Tatooine again. That's how we end the show. I'm calling it now.
We're gonna find out all 6 parts are just Vader and Obi-Wan fighting in 6 different locations. That's our
Okay. They fight every episode.
that's all it's gonna be. Interesting shot though. If you're like, I think a lot of folks who just watch this teaser through once might miss that there's some sort of attack on the Fortress Inquisitorius here. So,
Yeah.
Guys, can I stretch this?
Yeah,
Let me stretch it real thin now. What if Bail Organa is a part of the show? And remember how I mentioned that after reading the John Jackson Miller's novel, Kenobi, I was a bit disappointed that the first seeds of the rebellion are kind of not there. But we do see Bail Organa in Rogue One, and he is already laying the seeds there. He has like, hey, I have my daughter. Maybe prior, a couple of years before Rogue One, he was already there doing this thing. What if he puts up some kind of task force that maybe not necessarily is rescuing Kenobi from this fortress, but they have an attack run for it, because maybe there's some kind of vital information that they need to hunt all of the force-sensitive children, and that's how the Jedi Purge commences. But Bail Organa says, no, we can't have that. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi hiding here at Tatooine, watching out for Luke. We need to destroy the Fortress Inquisitorius.
it's interesting. It's an interesting idea, and I'm here for it.
That is definitely a plot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, some would say a plot leak. You heard it here first. That's
heard
right.
it here first.
Insider sources.
I will clip this part of the stream if I guess this all correctly and
That's
just be like,
right.
I would just like to say that I called it and I get bragging rights.
Right?
As we come to the last 24 seconds of the trailer, we have a couple good moments. So we see, I don't even know what this is. It's supposed to be a droid of some kind.
I do want to back. I think that guy we get the close up on.
Yeah.
Right. This dude, I'm pretty sure this is. I mean, he might be another Jedi. I think this is the guy from the first trailer that was running through the marketplace, and then the Inquisitor jumps in front of him and ignites her lightsaber. I'm pretty sure that's this guy.
Oh, interesting. Okay. To me, it almost looked like he was back on that Hong Kong planet.
Oh yeah, definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
So, question: do we need to see in the show the Jedi Purge and at least one Jedi killed, which he could be potentially one?
Oh, that would be. I'm here for that.
Hey,
That'd be
maybe
really
it
emotional.
starts on that planet, and Obi-Wan's trying to rescue this guy.
Yeah, just to see how vile Vader is. He's like, he's in there.
Oh,
chopping
I'd
Definitely
like
gonna say definitely Order 66 Survivor.
Ooh, I like this. Good stuff, guys. Good theories here. I like it. I like it.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Very cool. Okay. Could be another powerful scene. I don't know what this is.
I think that is a Viper droid, one of the mini ones like Iden Versio had. Different color scheme. That's interesting. You don't see it. It looks like it's got Iron Man colors. It reminds me of like that little bug from Spy Kids that Junie had. I don't know if anyone remembers that.
This is, I definitely do know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
It had a McDonald's
my
toy where you
guy.
could assemble it. I'm
Ralph,
going to
that was his name.
This is, to me, this is an Inquisitor glove, right? That this is in my personal opinion here, right? So
Definitely.
looks like it's being sent out to scope out our boy Kenobi for certain. Okay. off we go. We have this shot. It looks like we have one of the Inquisitors chasing after
Kenobi got away.
Kenobi got away. That darn Kenobi.
Because that's what she's like. You can't run from him forever.
Yeah, and then we get
The
the money shots.
We get the scenes.
Let's go to like 0.5 speed here. Let's just go nice and slow here. We got the arm attached. Notice the burnt flesh. Notice the raw. That means 100%.
Notice the right arm. That's the only arm he didn't lose from Kenobi.
You are going to see the full Hayden Christensen gashed up, beat up, whatever. You're going to see that view here, right? And it's going to be powerful. We flash back. This is another great shot, by the way. Love the color scheme here. The dark underwater. Oh, it's so good. I love this.
That's
Absolutely.
sweet.
Love
I
this.
want to stop on this next scene. Oh, let's look at these purge troopers, man. Oh, that's so cool.
That's a great.
Actually, those look like those helmets, just the helmet, because it's got red lenses, looks just like the original Dark Trooper.
They kind of do. You're absolutely right with the red lenses.
They had the jetpack and like the lightning gun.
I think they're all Darth Vader's cousins.
Oh, okay. Darth Vader's cousins. Cool.
Darth Alabama. All right. Great design here. We keep rolling and we get a beautiful man. And then, I got to be honest with you. I don't think I ever realized that the chest mounted buttons were pronged into his chest all the way through. I don't know if I ever realized that. Maybe I knew that and forgot it, or maybe I just hadn't thought about it. But I love this shot, like kind of reconnecting this machine heart almost to this man now. Yeah. I think this is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say those 4 prongs go into vital organs that keep him alive, but I have no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
Boom! I love that.
No part of that looks comfy.
No, exactly.
And the fact that we're seeing like Vader be put together,
yeah,
like that's just like, whoa.
I love that note, Jimmy. That it's uncomfortable. Like this is a known thing that when Anakin was Vader, he was not like in some cushy, like comfortable, lush,
he was miserable all the time.
Yeah, it was a painful, like cropped together, like old pieces, obsolete pieces, taped together to cause him pain, to make him angry, defeat. This shows that.
To cause him pain, to slow him down.
Like one of my favorite scenes in that movie is when they're literally cutting away his humanity and he's screaming. He's in complete agony.
Yeah. And the thing is like, sorry, I'm reading this comment with everyone else, but the whole thing it was supposed to be painful for him. It's supposed to keep him focused on the anger, but it was also supposed to like make him less dangerous because Palpatine knew like this guy will ruin my life. I have to keep him in check. It's like one of the legs was shorter than the other, so he wasn't as fast.
Actually, you know what? This quote reiterates a point that I make to Star Wars special editions. In that famous scene, Return of the Jedi, where Vader is about to save his son Luke, they added the no scream, right? To kind of reiterate the point that he's contemplating what to do. Well, to me, it makes even more sense now seeing this, that he stays silent, that it's a person trapped inside of that machine. And that part of that silence is the alert of the character. And to me, once again, growing as a kid, maybe it's just nostalgia, I don't know. But looking just at that helmet as lighting is reflected in his face, silence speaks so much louder than no, and he's just standing there. And this once again repeats that. He may be silent, but he's in a perpetual state of pain, constant pain.
It's a great point.
Yeah.
Well said. Great shot. And then, of course, the ending is just a look of a forlorn Kenobi. It seems like he's sensing Anakin in the Force, or reaching out, sensing someone.
So he knows the nightmare he's about to have to go through.
I love it. I thought it was a great trailer. For me personally, short, sweet. I really like the music mixing.
I will say, even the Disney Plus logo at the end, I like that because they changed it. Yeah. They changed it from a blue lightsaber to a red lightsaber this time.
Absolutely, guys. What a fun trailer. Let me show a couple other things related to Kenobi that I saw today that I think are kind of cool. If you go to Disney Plus today, they put a little banner up to kind of celebrate. And this is the banner that's up there, which is really cool. It's all the actors and all the various iterations of Kenobi from animated to live action. This is kind of what's on there on the homepage.
And it just looks incredible.
Question to both of you guys before we move away completely from the trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna pull at your strings, both of you, because I know you're huge fans of Revenge. I'm a fan too. When Obi-Wan Kenobi at the end says, "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you." What if they do the whole poetry rhymes thing and flip it? And Anakin says, "We see perhaps like half destroyed helmet, like we saw at the end of the Clone Wars." And he says, "You were my teacher, Obi-Wan. I loved you." And something drives Kenobi to such point that he says, "I hate you. I hate
That'd
you."
be interesting. That would be kind of I could see them doing something like that. Maybe not the same words, like maybe kind of a riff on that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
I just don't see Obi-Wan saying "I hate you."
Yeah.
No, that's exactly the point I'm making.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
What if something drives him to that point where, like, oh my god,
Like this
I
is
mean,
kind of
it's
Obi-Wan's
possible.
darkest moment.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
His kind of, it's like he's lost hope and he needs a new hope. One other thing.
Because after this, he's got to go deal with Maul again.
One more thing that I want to talk about with Kenobi today. This fantastic poster. I really like this poster, guys.
They released this poster without the text,
Yes, they did.
and it's
This is gorgeous.
awesome.
Absolutely gorgeous, 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 fantastic poster.
So I kind of miss hand painted. Not to take away anything from this.
Yeah.
We're looking at here. It's obviously great, but I sort of missed that. I missed Drew Struzan and like old school. You know, when he was doing painting for prequels. They were so amazing and imaginative. I'm like, hey, can we get back into that mold for a little bit?
I hope we get some what movies have done a lot of recently is they do variants, right? Like here's a poster, here's a poster by this artist. Like there's some Book of Boba Fett posters that came out like that are phenomenal after the show came out.
Yeah, like
I hope
retro
we see
style.
that.
That seems
Exactly. Yep,
Mhm.
I'm with you 100%. Well, guys, that was how we started May the 4th. It was fantastic. It was beautiful. We love talking about it. But there was a lot of other news today. A lot of little smaller bits. We have, of course, Star Wars Celebration later this month, which is going to give us some big reveals as well. But let's show something that you can actually go check out today. It's on Disney Plus. I don't know if a lot of people noticed this, but right now you can go on Disney Plus and they have a 1 hour and like 5 minute making of the Book of Boba Fett special where they go through all of the different all the episodes and the making process. And I am definitely going to watch that hopefully later this week. I'm very excited to check that out. It's out there. It's available. I got to tell you guys, if you have not checked out the Gallery series on Disney Plus and seen the behind the scenes for like Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian before this, I recommend you give it a shot. It's so fascinating to hear the creatives talk about just the process. If you're just a fan of filmmaking, like I think it's very, very fun to kind of watch along and enjoy the process.
Do they actually talk about how they were able to capture a live Rancor and train him for the show?
I haven't watched it yet. It might.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And I'm very interested in this too because I saw the trailer for this came out today too, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I don't know if I want to. I think I'll just watch the gallery as it is.
They have a shot, the thumbnail for the trailer. I don't know if you saw this, Ben. Maybe I can pull it up.
As you're pulling it up, I am one of the fandom who's like, it's not overly thrilled with the Book of Boba Fett, but I was happy it was made. I had my fun with it. I had a couple of episodes with like, count it in. Let's invite it over. It belongs in Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree. It wasn't the strongest show we've gotten, but there were some really great moments. No, I wouldn't.
It was fun.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't trade it. You would not trade it for the alternative, which is
No, Star Wars.
Ewoks. Am I right?
Hey.
Don't get Ben started on that.
Movies, okay, let's.
I
let's not
know
go
I'm
there.
giving you a hard time. Check this out, guys. This is the thumbnail they did for this behind the scenes of Boba Fett, and I think a lot of people are going to get a kick out of this.
Yeah, that's really, really good.
How cool is that?
That's
The
dope.
parallels are painful.
I love it. I think that's such a cool shot. I think it's
They
really
know
cool
how to do
that-
marketing, man. They just like push your button.
That is, really cool. I like that they did that. It's, for prequel fans, we're eating good, guys. We are eating good. So check that out if you guys are interested in some, making of Star Wars that came out today. Kind of surprise little announcement there. Something that I know I am very excited about. And in the same vein, we had confirmation on another series that's coming to Disney Plus. Again, more for fans of the making of movies and the making of Star Wars. Is there's going to be a new documentary series called Light and Magic, and it's going to follow like all of the kind of special effects and cinematography and sound design teams as they make Star Wars, like that process.
Yeah,
And it's
this
very
is
exciting.
so cool.
Yeah.
Like I was following it because I was really interested in what they were doing, because they were tweeting like new images like every day. So, and like I've seen a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff in some of the documentaries, but a full feature on just that. Yes, please. I would love to see the sound library for Star Wars.
And it's funny. It sometimes I think when people kind of get accusation like, well, Disney, they're not doing right by the franchise. They could have done more and this and that. We are so used to pointing a finger and labeling a company as just this one entity, where it's really a group of creative people with all different worldviews.
Mhm.
And can you name another franchise, like a distinct film franchise, that not only puts its stuff on their own channel, but also backs up all the filmmakers, all the people that have their voices heard? Like Dave Filoni gets to say, hey, thank you to Kathleen Kennedy for giving us the platform to make the kind of shows that we like to make. Right?
Yeah.
What other companies do? So like,
That's a good point.
obviously we're not saying that everything is pretty and clear and beautiful in Disneyland. Obviously there's some areas to work out and some kinks to get out of the system. But the point is, when somebody puts out an effort like this and people go out and watch it, that's something to be said about maybe not the whole entirety of the company, but at least people that work there, which I'm sure 100% are as passionate about this as we are.
Yeah. They support their content. They're the people who are making the projects.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a good point.
Give credit where it's due.
It's awesome.
Definitely agree. I agree.
So another thing we can look forward to on Disney Plus, they are going heavy in Star Wars content. Now, we're going to transition over to some of the May the 4th stuff that I really enjoy, which is what was kind of the cool like specials, like what was some cool merch, what was some cool announcements. I can't help but compile some of my favorites from the day. Let's go ahead and start with an announcement related to Kenobi, which is on May 25th. They're going to start Obi-Wan Wednesdays, where they'll have like special collectibles, new toys, etc., launched and revealed on Wednesdays when the show comes out. Which, like, I just gotta say, like, as a prequel fan, you've heard me talk about this before. I loved how much like Star Wars merch and stuff, was there when I went to the stores. And so this is kind of rekindling that kind of fun of celebrating some of my favorite characters. So be prepared for that later this month. Love it. Super cool. But now we got to talk about one of the coolest things revealed today. Goes up for pre-order tomorrow. It is Obi-Wan's saber from, let's see if I get this on its own. This is Obi-Wan's saber from the show, which looks absolutely phenomenal. This looks really, really good. Definitely a darker metal to it in this kind of iteration. Man, I think this looks great. So if you're a big Obi-Wan fan, this is going up for pre-order tomorrow at like noon Central. I told Jimmy last night, I was like, I don't think I need any more lightsabers. Like I have all the ones I want. Like I really only need the dark saber. It's like my favorite saber. So as long as I have just that, I'm fine. And then I woke up to this morning. I was like, dang, I might need another saber in my collection because I love this Obi-Wan saber. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
See, I have Kenobi's lightsaber from episode 1. So I might need to get this one to complete the set, because this is a really nice one, and I love that they're doing the changeable ignitions or whatever part of the lightsaber that is.
Yep.
Because I don't like the thicker end there, but I know it's because you have to stick the blade in. So having the interchangeable ones to make it more screen accurate, I love it.
Yeah. So you can display it with a thin neck, and then you can actually use it with the thicker neck. Very cool indeed. I love it. I don't know. I think this is great. Love my boy Kenobi. It might have to be rocking.
My birthday is July 9th. Just letting you know. I'm gonna say that.
Ben, you have to have Ben's saber. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
right.
Phenomenal.
Actually, you know what's
Absolutely.
funny? My brother gave me my first lightsaber last year, and he gave me the one. He wanted to be surprised. Obviously, he bought the one from Revenge of the Return of the Jedi, Luke's green lightsaber. And
Oh,
he looked at
nice.
me. He goes like, "That's the one you wanted, right?" And I'm like, yeah, that's the one I wanted." Where in fact, when you see Luke ignite his first lightsaber in A New Hope, it's like, what's greater than that, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of great moments. It depends on the day. I might change the best one here. So, absolutely fantastic. Wanted to call out another thing from Hasbro that was absolutely fantastic. Let's transition over here and pull up the other fantastic ones. Let's see. This was the other money item. Guys, they're doing a new Vader helmet. And one thing certainly stuck out to me. It's the red eye lenses. I don't think I've seen them shown so red in one of these replicas before. I absolutely
Full scale?
love it. Full scale.
Ooh,
Wearable.
nice. That's dope.
Fantastic. Based, of course, they're all about Kenobi right now, so we've got to kind of show a new version of the Vader helmet. Looks really, really awesome.
And actually, when you look at the outline of the helmet, so they did slight adjustments going from New Hope to Empire to Return. You guys are aware of that, right?
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
got it more symmetrical with technology that was more available. They
Right.
adjusted it, so it almost looks like in the original film. It's a little bit higher up, whereas in the Empire and Return, it's a little bit lower. So this seems to adhere to that style of the first original helmet.
And here's the fun part, and I don't know if anyone else has ever noticed it. If you look at Vader's helmet, you would assume the whole thing is black, but it's not. It's actually two different colors. If you look at the top of his right cheek, you see it looks a little brighter there,
Right.
because it's like a graphite gray almost, and the same on the left cheek. It's a graphite gray, and the bridge of the nose. It was made this way so the camera could pick up the angles in the mask, so it didn't just like blur
I
out.
didn't know that.
And I learned this because they put out a bust for Vader a few years ago where like the helmet came apart and like his head was actually in it, and it showed like on the front of the mask there it was like a different panels of like gray black alternating, so the lights in the camera could pick up all the shapes and designs of the mask.
That's awesome. Love that.
It's so cool.
We need to make a short on that, Jimmy. Put that out there and tell people.
Yeah, that's definitely a cool.
That's a good one.
That's a cool little tidbit there. So this is up for pre-order as well.
See, if you
tomorrow.
look there, you can kind of see it a little more there.
Yeah, it's true. Really cool. I like these a lot. If you're like, if I was a huge, I'm kind of tempted by it to be honest with you, but if you're like a giant Vader fan, like to me, I have the Mando helmet, like the full scale Mando helmet. And I got to be honest, like in person, the kind of weight and size and scale to it, like if you can wait even a couple years till they go on sale and get them cheap, they make really cool, like really, I think, well-made kind of collectible things. So if you want to like have your, your Vader helmet somewhere in the man cave, this could be kind of awesome to have. So very, very
No
cool.
price tag yet?
No price tag till noon tomorrow.
I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be $250.
Yeah.
Yep, easily indeed.
Over
One other
200.
piece from Hasbro that comes out tomorrow that I wanted to draw attention to. I really enjoy these retro figures.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
This kind of retro style 332nd. Love the kind of Clone Wars font up here, and then this is just really cool. So
Kenner.
if anyone's interested in this kind of throwback style Kenner toy,
Yeah, that's where Georgie made his buck, man. Merchandising.
Mm-hmm.
really cool. Love the 332nd here. Okay, guys. It is the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. Okay, so we're going to get like a bunch of special merch throughout the year for big clone fans. And that starts with Hot Toys, who is doing a special line of Attack of the Clones themed figures here.
Nice.
And we will start with, I guess we'll go and start with the heroes of the show. We have
Let's
the clones.
go.
And what's really cool about this, first of all, they have the 20th anniversary throwback box style, which I really like. But you'll notice you have two different helmets. You have that series like 1, like the original clone helmet, and then you have the more up-to-date version as well. So you can get that kind of, it's just super cool.
Man, I wonder
really
how many
like
people
that.
are going to be angry about that.
they provide both. You know, you can't be mad at that. So you can go.
But with the Phase 1 and Phase 2 clones, the rest of their armor changed, not just the helmet.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool though.
Well, you know what?
Obviously,
It's a
I
good
don't
financially.
care.
It's a good money saver, right?
It is.
Oh yeah,
it
for
is.
sure.
You gotta pop a different head on there, and that's
I'm all for Phase 1 clones, like all day.
It's super cool. It's kind of again 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. So you kind of got to respect it.
Mhm.
Additionally, this to me is the money shot, but there's a couple others I'll pull up here shortly that have some other kind of interesting characters as well, including kind of a tease of a certain Jedi making his hot toy debut. One other note is that's loading 20% off in Heroes and Villains. You guys know I love Heroes and Villains, where I bought like all my Star Wars hats behind me. They just launched this kind of Ahsoka Trooper set as well, which is not on sale. So that's kind of annoying. So if you really want to buy that, you can't on sale, but everything else 20% off. So
The new line of Bad Batch stuff is so cool.
so you have a $24 shirt now, Ben, instead of the $30 shirt. So
Oh, nice.
That's a note for you. So very cool indeed. Save money on May the 4th. A couple other things I wanted to call out today. This is, by the way, the 20th anniversary C-3PO from the
wow.
prequels, which
That
is
looks amazing.
really cool.
That looks insanely good. Yeah.
Super detailed, mismatched leg colors, mismatched arms. Looks really, really great. Box art here, throwback as well. And yes, they included the droid head, just like
Okay.
so
That's
you could
clever.
sub it out.
That is clever.
And you could sub it out. I was trying to load. Okay, here it's finally starting to load here again. You can actually sub it out, and it will show kind of the different designs. But
Wow.
yeah, super fun, right? If you're a big Attack of the Clone fan,
My legs aren't moving. I must need maintenance.
classic indeed. One other cool thing, Disney's official shop Disney, they added some kind of cool Star Wars mugs, which is fun. I wanted to call your attention to this. I thought this was really, really cool. So they have, you know, these kind of spirit jerseys are a big Disney thing.
Yeah.
This one is like the old figure style on
That's
the back,
so funny.
like the original
That's so
action figures.
sick.
That's dope.
So this
Collect
was
them
launched
all.
today. Yeah, and it sits on the sleeve, like vintage action figures.
That
So-
logo, man. When I see that yellow on purple, I'm like, I'm thrown back in the 80s.
That
man.
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
a real
My
throwback.
childhood.
This was their special May the 4th. So
I love that style, man.
I do too, 100%. It's tugging at my wallet. It's really, really good. I really like it. Really like it indeed. Also, if you guys want some shirts, Her Universe, which I think, they do a lot of stuff for Ahsoka. They have like 25% off, I think, all their Star Wars stuff, up to 40% off. So if you need some Star Wars shirts, you can take that out as well.
Definitely.
Absolutely cool. Let's see if we have so we have the C-3PO we kind of already talked about, which just looks so cool, but you can absolutely post them. That is so funny.
That would be a genius cosplay if someone could pull that off.
Oh
Yeah.
man, fantastic. You also have R2D2, who has an
Whoa.
entire kind of arsenal set.
Yeah.
What's kind of fun here, they did specifically for Attack of the Clones anniversary.
So he's got his little rockets. Nice.
You might also notice they added a special little prop to the set. C-3PO's head is there, so you could drag it behind.
This is such a
which
drag.
Super, super fun. You gotta love it. We have the throwback box here as well. Looks really cool. One of the ones that people are really excited for is, yes, they have the C-3PO head for it's
stupid.
so
I love it.
funny. I love it too.
This is so genius.
love it.
I absolutely love it. It is so funny.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna sell out 100%.
It is great. Roger. Now, notice one thing here, guys, for people who are big into collectibles. Let's see if they have the kind of shot here. Yeah, you might notice this figure here. Yeah, that's Mace Windu. He's never had a hot toy before, and many are speculating
Really?
he is going to get
Hmm.
an Attack of the Clones special hot toy to celebrate 20 years. Very.
Is that our
very
tease that he's gonna pop out in a Kenobi show?
Oh my
No.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
I also just love that these are Geonosian battle droids.
Yeah.
So they have slight different color to them.
Yeah, exactly. And it's got to be that. And then I love this one. This is like probably not for everyone, but they have the clone
The
pilot
clone pilot, dude.
with the
yes.
various helmet options. So we have this one here.
Looks
we
like a Spartan.
We also have the kind of Gen 1 helmet.
Gen 1 is where
These are
it's
a lot
at.
more in line with Ralph McQuarrie's original concept for the Stormtroopers.
Yep,
Very retro looking. I love it.
I did too. And then you have the kind of blockier helmet as well. I love the actual like pilot like oxygen tubing behind looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And then of course we have the kind of bulky.
That one, it's cool. It's really unique.
It is. It's cool indeed. Very, I mean, Attack of the Clones, man. You can't beat it. Absolutely love it.
I hope that means that we're gonna get some other like Phase 1 clones with like actual like colors printed on them.
Maybe.
Man, my wallet can only take so much, guys. I don't have a hot toy. Believe it or not, like one thing I want to do, and I'd be curious. I was talking to Jimmy about this the other night, Ben. I want to get the Ahsoka and the Maul from season 7. They did a hot toy for season 7, Darth Maul and Ahsoka. And I want to make like a little display on my shelf of them fighting and like make a video about it on my channel. So maybe I'll do that at some point in the next year and we can show it off.
So this just came out and this is where I'm putting all of my money.
Oh, that's gorgeous. What is that? Pull up to the camera. Let's see that here.
The Empire.
Wow.
This is
great cover art.
Dude, one of the greatest. Let me see if I can find an appropriately fun art piece. Some of the best art and stories ever in Star Wars.
Oh, gorgeous.
Look at this.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw this collection. It's something that once they play in my emotions, it's something that I've experienced once and I know for a fact it's great. And they put it in. As you know, I love collecting hardcovers because it's easier to protect that way. Like everything else becomes secondary to me. This is where my fandom is. I'm like, yeah, I enjoy the figures. I enjoy like collectible stuff. It's nice that I got a lightsaber for a present. But if you give it, I'm the type of collector that I collect what I use, either video games or books. So I had to grab this. It's pretty awesome.
That is fantastic. I love it. I love it. One thing I wanted to find for you guys, I found actually a book of Ralph McQuarrie's concept art that was on sale today. Let's see if I can pull it up for the folks who are interested in that.
Hardcover?
Let's see. Yeah, here it is actually. Just found it here. Da-da.
Interesting.
I am a fan of these kind of concept art books. And so you can see the cover here is, of course.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can see it's a book that covers supposedly all the kind of concept, the original iconic art here. Absolutely love it. And it's big hardcover, so pretty cool indeed. That's on sale for $38 today. So if you like to kind of get that behind the scenes info,
it's not bad.
Another place to go. Well, guys, that was May the 4th as far as I'm concerned. We had a lot to see. But I feel like this is just kicking off what's going to be a Star Wars month because we have Kenobi and Star Wars Celebration still to come. And those are actually going to be a lot bigger than Star Wars Day. Like, I think it's actually going to be a huge month.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the day? Do you like Star Wars Day? It's become kind of a thing. Like they lean into it now, like stores put on sales and Disney promotes it. Do you guys are you cool with that? I think it's a great idea.
Absolutely. I love Star Wars Day.
I honestly don't care. Really I'm in for the trailer.
I mean, I like it because one, I just love the Star Wars aspect, but like that's when all the Star Wars stuff goes on sale, like ridiculous. Like I don't think the sale started yet, or maybe they won't do one, but I know Comixology will have like a 98% off sale.
Night of the Jedi was $3 today.
Yeah, last year I bought $400 for the comics for $20.
Nice. Really?
Yeah.
That's a good value.
Oh, okay. That's something to pay attention to.
Yeah, if that goes live, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I'd love to beef up please do. I definitely need to beef up my digital collection.
I like it the same way I like, and we're gonna get this. So I like it the same way like Star Wars, like DC fandom, where they kind of like spend a day like, hey, we're gonna just like promote we're gonna give the fans a bunch of cool stuff about their property, and a lot of us we can't go to Star Wars Celebration, right? And some of that's gonna come out, we can see it, but it's kind of cool that they give like everyone in the can get like, hey, here's a new trailer, and hey, it's just kind of it's just a cool way to spice up a Wednesday in May. To me, it's kind of a fun thing to do. I don't know if you remember last year they did Bad Batch released on May the 4th, which was awesome. Like that was so cool. So this year we got a Kenobi trailer. Last year we got the Bad Batch, but I think it's always fun. There wasn't a ton of stuff though this year compared to others. I mean, we got Kenobi trailer, but it seems like they're saving a lot for later this month.
When I get that feeling when it's truly special, like honest feeling where it's like, you feel it you get goosebumps, is when I come out of a movie experience. Like literally I have to be in theater, experience Star Wars, and then you come out and it's truly special. That's when you feel that high.
Yeah.
Like I never get to experience the high during Celebration because obviously they're trying to hype it up and fans are chatting about it and this and that goes. I'm like, okay, whatever.
for me, this is part of. I totally understand. Star Wars Explored Point. It's been kind of a slower year, and it was a smaller year. And Scott here saying it's kind of the quiet before the storm. I agree. I will tell you though, like one thing I love about this for me is this is like part of the community. It's part of the fandom. Like having these days where we have 14 people in chat right now from all over the world. We have the three of us from all over sitting together, like coming together to talk about Star Wars. Like I love the kind of community aspect to it. Everyone's tweeting out May the 4th with you. Jimmy and went out doing cosplay photos with his significant other. Like I love that stuff, right? I think that's like that kind of community stuff. It's to me, it's about the fact that we did a late Wednesday night stream. I got crazy thunderstorms going out there, lost power beginning, but we're here, to do that and talk about it. I think that's just really cool. One of the reasons I think Disney went light this year is the Moon Knight finale came out tonight, which I have to watch. And then Doctor Strange comes out tomorrow. And I don't think they're trying to cannibalize their other properties. So that's why they pushed Star Wars to later this month. We have Star Wars Celebration and Kenobi later this month. I'm saying from a business perspective, I think they were not trying to cannibalize Marvel. That's just my opinion. But,
no, I agree.
It is what it is. Well, guys, it's crazy that a year ago, I think maybe a year ago in a week is the first time I actually met Ben when we got on and did a kind of post reaction to the Bad Batch. Maybe the second episode of the first episode, I don't remember which. I think Star Wars Explored might have even been there. And we just talked about the Bad Batch. And we're here a year later, now doing these weekly live streams. Right? It is talking to all of our fans and friends and fellow content creators. It's just kind of cool to take a second, reflect on that, right? Added Jimmy into the mix, and we make time.
See, this part of the fandom that I really, really appreciate. Once I opened that, giant window into the larger fandom beyond just Facebook of people going back and forth at each other, where you really can sit down and have a long form chat with somebody. I remember stumbling across your channel. I'm like, oh, let me see what other, small tubers are saying out there. Like, how do you establish that link with someone else on the same wavelength that you are? And I just loved how you talked about Star Wars in general. Like, I'm like, oh my God. So I'm not the only person who is level-headed about my Star Wars. I can like something, I can dislike something, but we can't be all eloquent about it. And then you start realizing like, oh, so it's all algorithm. All these angry YouTube videos, all people being like so extra and next level. That's just like a really small group of people, tiny bit of fandom. And then there's another part of fandom where people are just like, hey, let's sit at the round table and discuss what we like and dislike. That's the best part for me. That's my Star Wars holiday day. Yeah,
well said. Just cool to be here, be here and having fun with everyone and kind of interacting in this form. I love this YouTube space where we can have our longer thoughts out, right? We can all talk without kind of short, interrupted, maybe bursts. We can just kind of flesh it out. It's been great. So as we wrap up here, let's go around the triangle. Jimmy, anything else on your mind related to Star Wars this week?
I've got one last thing. I don't want to take up too much time, but I sent it to you on Twitter.
Is it the behind the scenes photo?
Yep.
Go ahead,
because I didn't see it until I just saw it and sent it to you immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to talk about the Inquisitor. Well, here he is.
I think his skull grew a little bit in that picture.
I think he looks great.
What I really appreciate about this shot, like it's a behind the scenes shot. These guys aren't like being edited or touched up in any way. They're walking behind the scenes. Yeah. Like, a lot of fans really appreciate the practical effects, the practical costumes. I like that they went. I mean, credit to them. They went in here. This the poor Grand Inquisitor guy is probably sweating to death.
Oh,
he probably is absolutely dying. But they went in on the practical effects, which I know a lot of fans really care about. So, kudos to Disney for giving that a shot. We'll see how it pays off. Sure. Man,
that's all I got.
I'm happy with him. I don't mind the look. I'm like, it's the story that's gonna matter.
I got this comment like before we went live. The Grand Melon Head.
The Grand Melon.
Someone put in the comments. So not everyone is thrilled. I like.
He looks like Piccolo from. Oh my God.
Oh,
that's
we,
awesome,
we don't
man.
talk about that movie.
To me,
Oh, dude.
Ollie, to me, the most important part, jokes aside, to me, the most important part about the Grand Inquisitor is going to be the voice performance. I think that's the best. If he presents well,
that
carries
Venom.
well, I don't care about anything else. You know what I mean? I don't care about anything else. That voice is going to matter. So, Ben, over to you, my friend. Anything else that you want to visit on this happy Star Wars day?
Yeah, so I kind of mixed my days a little bit. I was thinking of Celebration Day versus like May 25th, where we get like a lot of the different, the
Right.
celebration.
Right.
Mm.
And for some reason, I imagined in my mind that we're gonna get some the Tales of the Jedi news today. Yeah, we got the reveal that it's gonna be my mini series with small episodes. So I prepared this first part of the 8-part video series that I was doing called The Tales of the Jedi. I was trying to do it. I gotta say, up to this date, for a year and a half of my channel being on YouTube, I had the most fun doing this video. I think I'm the most proud of that video. It's the video. I just felt happy. I was completely absorbed, like that the entire world ceased to exist for a moment, and I turned it to a kid. And it was funny. It's not just nostalgic feeling of trying to return to something that I remember from the past that I loved. Genuinely just experiencing the story again, which I have. I've read the book in order to do this video over again. The last time I read it was maybe a decade ago.
Right.
And I'm still thrown into this area. I'm like, oh man, the feeling that it gives me. I want Star Wars to make me feel this way again. And it's not to say that, Star Wars is here today or it's here. It's like measuring it against something that's in the past. I think it's a futile effort. The idea is you want it to make you feel that again. And as I'm working on it, I'm like, oh man. And now we're going to get the Kenobi trailer being revealed. I wanted to make us feel this again.
We see here it is Ben's most recent video where he is going to give us the
Appreciate it.
story of Tales of the Jedi. I'm excited to watch. I love the thumbnail. Very
Thumbnail
excited.
is so clean.
Good thumbnail, Ben.
I would appreciate all the honest and unapologetic critique.
No
Because
joke.
it's going to be 8 parts. I'm going to all tie it up together. I didn't have time to put sound effects, which I probably will, like a little ship flying by here, a little like background noise.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And it's going to be good timing because, to your point, I mean, you thought it was today, but later this month, we're going to find out more about Tales of the Jedi. All right, guys.
It
Hey,
was fun. Gentlemen,
my power-
I appreciate you.
my power dropped. I came back and I made it the whole stream. I'm just as surprised as everyone. Appreciate the patience. I told the guys right before we started, I'm like, hey, like the storms are pretty bad out there. So
By the
if
way,
I
Jim
just-
said we don't need you. He said we could totally handle it.
you guys just went on without me. Oh my
I
goodness.
don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys for being here. Not just Jimmy and Ben. Thank you guys in chat, guys and gals,
Yep,
and everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
It has been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. And we have just got started with the month of Star Wars. A lot more to come between, obviously, Kenobi. Obviously, we have on the horizon Star Wars Celebration. So make sure you guys are staying tuned. We're going to have a lot more to talk about for the rest of this month. Until then, guys, thank you for stopping by. We'll see you again very soon.